released in the future again. The return of the Nephilim, the fallen angels, the gods themselves with a small g. They are coming back during the apocalypse time.
Cracking hits to rip like the beaks of a griffin with sharp pointy tips and the grip of a falcon. Grasping with grappling talents and worn on medallions of battling Scythic and no man. So many masterfully sculpted renditions, artistically marvelous, monstrous visions, descriptions of possibly authentic dragon-like animals, fossilized mandibles gradually formed by the annual downpours and rainfalls, exposing mysterious samples. Examine examples like cylinder seals, revealing the secrets of serpents unveiled by ubiquitous snaps of a snapdragon. Sounds serendipitous, just like the epic of Gilgamesh. Several conspicuous mythical beasts can exist, and in fact they could actually be crossbreeds from angels who planted the seeds on indigenous demons hungry to breed.
Rid of them. Now we're here to bring mankind to the next step of evolution.
Good evening, everybody. DestinyLab.com if you want to get some of that awesome music. Come on, guys. I don't know how many of you have actually gone over there and checked out their website or bought any of their music, but show of hands in the chat if you guys have, because it is some awesome music. I don't know if you're all into rap or hip-hop or whatever you guys want to call that stuff, but the message that they put out there is worth it. Very much so. Am I moving to Argentina? No, Mark, I'm not moving to Argentina. Although I have thought about it, but no, I'm not going to do it. All right, let's get this thing going here. David F. Town Balla. Still got to listen to... I don't know how to shut that off. If anybody knows how to shut that shit off on Skype, on the new version of Skype, please hit me up and let me know, because it's horrible. It's horrible. What's up, David?
What's up, Jimmy?
Not doing too much, man. Not doing too bad. Let me go over here and you talk to the folks, and let me add some folks in here.
Oh, what's happening, everyone?
Let's see. Get Mr. Vaughn West. Get that ringing up. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hey, Vaughn, what's going on, brother?
Hanging in there.
Let's
Brenda's
see.
still in the hospital.
Oh,
She'll
is
be
she?
there. Yeah, maybe be there till Friday. They got her in isolation. I'm still dealing with the pneumonia, taking this crazy-ass strong medicine.
Damn.
Kathy said hi. She's got pneumonia. They had to cancel her surgery because of her pneumonia.
Jeez. Pneumonia. What the hell, man? You guys got to stay out of them chemtrails, I'm telling you. Stay out of the chemtrails and or drink silver water on a daily basis. I still tell people that. Drink a shot of silver water every day. It'll keep you clean and keep all your gut bacteria good to go and whatever. The other thing is stay away from people. People are just contagious, man. Their stupidity, their germs, what they just no peopling. No peopling. Unless you absolutely have to. And if you do, throw some holy water on and go for it.
It's about the size of a gym. That's
Right.
pretty rough.
All right, who else we got going on? Got David. Who else? Lance, did you answer yet?
Yeah, I've been on there.
Hey, what's up, brother?
What's up?
Lori said she was
What's up,
going to.
Dave? What's up, Long?
What's up, fellas?
I'm going to get her added in here. Okay.
Hanging in there. Cold as hell outside. It's like 40.
Oh my God, it's cold. It's 40.
That's spring here.
Yeah.
40. It'd be nice. Supposed to get to like 41 here in the next tomorrow. It's supposed to be in like the 30s and 40s. Except we still got the north wind blowing about 20 miles an hour, so knocks it. It still feels like it's below freeze.
Yeah.
I don't know how you put up with that for 30
There's a wind
plus
blowing
years.
here, too. It's wind chill at least in the high 30s now.
That's what sucks with the 40. It could be 40 degrees out, but if you have just anywhere from like a 5 to an 8 mile hour north wind, it knocks the temperature down like 6 degrees.
That's crazy.
Who was
It's
that?
crazier that people live there willingly, but
Yeah.
it's besides the point.
Hey, I don't know how you
we
put
got
up with it for so long, man.
They
How
didn't
have
put
you?
an order around North Dakota last time.
North
I looked.
Dakota got voted the drunkest state out of all the states for like the 2 years in a row.
Well, you got to keep that much alcohol in your bloodstream to keep that shit thin. When the
That's
temperature.
all people do. They drink up here. They drink and get DUIs. We were also voted the worst drivers in the United States.
Yeah, I believe. Well, I don't know. Atlanta's pretty bad. I don't know if you ever driven around Atlanta, but
People are crazy here, man. And you would think on the snow and ice, people would be crawling. You see people going 60, 70 miles an hour down these icy streets and everything else.
yeah, you got to watch out for the old people around here. There's a lot of old people. It's
I got a
almost.
story for you guys here once we get going. Something that happened here the other night.
Well, I mean, I ain't got nothing important. Anybody else got anything important? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
Go for it, Dave.
So anyway, we're sitting here, and we see a bunch of cops. My wife was coming home from work, and I seen it out the window too. A bunch of cops. They didn't have their sirens on, but they had their lights going. And these were weren't like your regular cop cars. These were like little tactical type trucks. They were like these special looking cars. And so we're like, what the fuck's going on here? And so all of a sudden, we get a code red.
Missing child.
That means that we active shooter in the neighborhood.
Shit. Oh fuck, man. Would they do reverse call on the phone or something?
Well,
Everybody got a text message?
yeah, in this side of town, about 11, 12 blocks of us here in a certain radius. I forgot what, like a mile. I don't know I don't know. It was like 6, 7 blocks. I don't know how big that is in a radius, but
Did you grab your gun and run out in the backyard and go, "Come here, you son of a bitch"?
no, I did grab my gun. That was my kid had a gun too.
Right on.
And so we're sitting there, because no one knows what's going on. We just see these cops piling up toward the south of us a couple blocks. And all of a sudden it comes out there was a high-speed chase. Well, the cop tried to pull the guy over, and the guy took the cops on a high-speed chase through the town, through city streets here. And the guy ended up ramming a cop car, got out, took some shots at the cops, got back into his truck.
Suicide by cop.
Pulled his truck into just a neighbor's driveway and parked there. And the cops were giving him orders to get out of the truck. He wouldn't get out.
Start poking holes through.
So SWAT came in. 3 other towns police came in. And this dude, I guess they were going to get pulled over because he had illegal guns on him. And so this guy had been in trouble before, and I guess he did have some stolen weapons on him. And this is why he took the cops in a high-speed chase. But the deal is he wanted suicide by cop. He got out of the cop car after about a 4-hour standoff. Got out of his truck, and pointed a gun right at the cops, and these 4 cops blew him away.
Suicide by cop. Yeah, I mean, as soon as you take a shot,
did you hear all the gunshots?
We heard a couple. I heard about 3 or 4, but they said there was anywhere from 20 to 30 that went off. Wow. He pointed his gun right at the SWAT team.
Hang on a second, guys. Hey, Lori.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, quit rubbing your microphone all over your boobs or whatever you're doing over there.
I'm driving, and I don't know how I even got on the show because I'm not even home yet. So it must have just automatically popped on. And I can't turn it off because I'm driving and it's dark.
Oh, come on.
If you want to click me off.
I can hang up on you if you'd rather wait until you get home.
I would, because I had a little adventure and I'm got my hands full right now.
Right on. I'll hang up on you then.
Thank you, dear.
Yes, dear. Oh, shit. I think I hung up on everybody.
Evacuating out of their houses over there for the first hour. And SWAT going around banging on people's doors and telling them to get down. And they said, well, in case bullets went through houses and stuff. And I'm sure some did. I haven't heard about it yet, but it was craziness, man. And it started off with the cops and tactical, and they started bringing in everything. We're like, what the hell's going on?
I think I got everybody.
Three different cities: West Fargo, and Moorhead from Minnesota, right across the river. They sent their SWAT team over too, because they were going around evacuating people, and within 3 or 4 blocks of that.
Yikes, man!
They didn't know if this guy was going to take off and try to start, getting to someone's house.
No, he's taking a dirt nap.
Yep, he took a dirt nap, all right, and he was from here too, I guess, and.
Was there any? I mean, was he high on drugs, or did they add on to it, or was he just a stupid ass?
He'd been in trouble with drugs and stuff before. He was 30-some years old, and I guess either was his sister or mom put something on Facebook that everybody saw here. My wife was showing me and saying, he just got in some bad things, man. So he was a good kid. He was in, when he was younger, he was in church and everything. Then once he hit 18, he just went astray. Damn. Got involved with drugs, got thrown in jail before, got out of jail, and
that's just fucked up, dude.
Dude decided to end his life like that.
There's a lot of that shit happening, man. There's a lot of suicides going on now. If you guys haven't noticed, the drug epidemic is still off the fucking charts with the fentanyl overdoses or whatever the hell they're putting in the heroin now. It's still, it's taken tens of thousands of people. So. I don't know. They're thinning the herd, I reckon.
Well, when it was first reported here, we went to Code Red, as if the guy had jumped out of his truck and he was running through the neighborhood. And that was the first thing that was reported. Then come to find out, he never took off running from his truck. Man. So, they had the first report and got everybody all worked up, thinking this guy's a loose cannon running around with guns on him,
And then you got assholes like they're doing in Austin, Texas, setting bombs off in people's driveway, or not driveways, but setting packages on people's doorsteps. And then when they go inside, they killed a 17-year-old kid and put his mom in the hospital. And I don't know how many other. I think one other person died. Some 70-year-old lady died too, opening her package. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I don't understand some humans these days, man. They're just, I don't know what some people are thinking.
Man, evil's all around us. People,
Oh, yeah.
people choose
It
to be
absolutely
evil,
is.
and there you have it.
You know, who gets off on killing innocent people like that?
Soulless motherfuckers.
Well, they say it's on the black side of town, too. They're trying to say, oh, it could be racist.
Well, you know, I mean, it's no different doing that than it is being the president of the United States and selecting to bomb innocent people in a foreign country.
Yep.
They're sick, evil motherfuckers. So there you go. All right. What do you got in your stack of stuff?
Well, there's been a whole lot going on since we last spoke.
Oh, whoa. Hang on. Just back up the truck just a second.
Oh.
Was there an active shooter drill scheduled for your area at all during this whole debacle with the dude in the pickup?
Nah, there wasn't any.
Okay, just checking. Go, carry on.
That was a generic deal, man.
Organic. Yep.
Organic, whatever. Stupidity.
Right. Well, hey, man, it's all around us now, dude. It's all around us. So there you go. Go ahead, carry on. Unless Vaughn or Lance, you guys want to add in anything to the stupid or the Austin bombing?
No, I'm just kind of hanging right now, trying to. I may catch a call here from Brenda. I'm still checking with you guys, listening.
Okie dokie. Lance?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, I'm here.
You want to add anything?
No.
Okay. Good enough.
I mean, I cut out a minute ago, so was there a topic there?
We were talking about the active shooter at Dave's,
Dave's
place.
Yeah, I listened to all that. Damn, I didn't hear a damn thing about that on TV or anything like that.
No, I didn't either.
So, I mean, that's exactly why I'm caring.
You're breaking up bad, Lance. And he's gone.
Can you hear me now?
Nope.
He can't put his foot in the ocean anymore.
Wi-Fi connected.
Okay. We'll get that figured out and then holler back.
He lives on the other side of the street. He can't put his foot in the ocean anymore, Jim.
Oh yeah, you lost all that ground wave around the house with the water and stuff. Now you're across the street in the on the other side of the tracks. I'm just fucking with you. I guess the cable guy hadn't made it there yet. Dave, carry on.
I see where Stephen Hawkins kicked the bucket. Was it yesterday?
His lookalike or whatever it was. You know, that wasn't Stephen Hawking. I've been saying that for years and years. If you guys go back and look at Stephen Hawking's old pictures, his teeth are reversed. You know, like the guy now has all kinds of bottom teeth and doing that shit. And Stephen was just he didn't have any bottom teeth. So it's whoever was playing him in the chair. Yeah. See ya. But no.
I thought it was a robot. I thought that was a robot in the chair all the time, acting like AI.
It could shit. I mean, as far as DARPA goes, I don't know what they got out there, right? But I can tell you that. I can tell you this too, that he would be the longest living person with his disability ever in history. So, and they don't even mention him on the MS site anymore, Or he wasn't mentioned, and now he is, or something like that. I don't know. If you get on the Wayback Machine, you can find it. Go back 5 years and look. So, because there was a list of famous people that had multiple sclerosis. I think is what he's got. Multiple sclerosis. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, yeah, he kicked the bucket. I think it's because he started questioning science a little bit.
Could be.
He was very leery about AI. I'm surprised they haven't shut Elon Musk up about all of his crap about AI being scary and whatever, and taking over the planet. So, I don't know. Whatever. He was 78 or something? I don't know. It's probably hard to breathe when you're leaning up against that thing on the chair all the time anyway. Okay. Carry on.
Well, start out, I guess, what's happening with the UK and Russia right now. With that,
Not good. Skripal.
With that, that chemical weapons attack on UK soil.
What's funny about that story is the age of the supposed victims. Skripal was 66, and his daughter was 33. Now, I'm not into numerology or anything like that. I just say, I mean, a lot of times people leave hallmarks when they do shit like this. So I don't know. Another thing is that the supposed attack was like less than 5 miles from where the UK develops all their chemical and biological weapons. So that's my 2 cents. Go ahead, David.
Well, I think Theresa May ended up kicking out like 25, 30-something Russian embassy staff.
And Putin said there's going to be retribution for everything she does, right? It's
did some other things that they're still discussing. They're bringing in NATO. There could be an Article 5 call. And, this was, I think it was some kind of false flag myself.
They haven't provided any proof of anything.
Russia's asked for proof, and Britain says, nope, you did it, we're not giving you any.
And they haven't given them any samples of the supposed virus. All they said is that the 2 people were found on the park bench, and after emergency was called, whatever the fuck E is, 21 people wound up in the fucking hospital. So, go ahead.
Yeah, they're saying, it was Skripal, his daughter, the cop that found her, and then they said that they was smeared on their car doors. Oh. That way when they grabbed the handles, it got on their skin.
Oh.
And they said that, they brought in OPCW, and they tested it, and they said, yeah, this what they call was a Novichok. And it's like 4 to 5 times more lethal than VX.
I wonder if really? I'm surprised there's not more dead people then, because VX is pretty lethal.
Yeah. And the deal is they're saying either this was a botched job, they didn't put full strength, maybe they just wanted to send a signal to this dude by not killing him all the way.
I wonder if they make that stuff at the lab 5 miles away.
They're claiming there's only one city that was in the Soviet Union in Russia that made this stuff, and that's the only city. And so this is why they're telling Russia, they said either you lost control of your stockpile,
and all that. Yeah, I was going to say,
anybody,
isn't all that shit trackable? Is there any missing from any inventory anywhere? I thought they tracked all that crap.
I know Russia's there's only one place in Russia that they don't make this anymore. They said it's from the Soviet era. That Russia never got rid of it.
Well, maybe it's just weak now, and that's why.
And they're saying that they're telling Putin either you lost control of your stockpile and you're not telling anybody, or it was you that ordered this hit.
They're setting Putin up to bomb some freedom into Moscow.
Hey, what's that story about? Does Nikki said something about Putin is going to put a chemical terrorism act on New York? Didn't you catch that one?
Yeah, she said that today.
Nikki Haley?
Yeah, Nikki Haley.
She needs to learn when to shut the fuck up, man. That chick, I don't know, and she's probably a puppet. But that hand, man, it is so far up her ass. Oh my God, she's
a puppet.
She's gonna wake up on the wrong side of history one of these days.
Well, the deal is, the UN today had a special meeting over this. They took Russia to the UN over it, and the Russia came out today and said, "Well, the only reason why you took us to the UN because you don't have the proof enough to take us to the Hague." And so. They had a UN thing over Nikki Haley. I mean, I've seen that woman.
Who said that to her?
The
Russian ambassador.
She rammed it right up Russia's ass, man, and she accused him of every single thing. She says, "Now the next thing we know, there's going to be a chemical terrorist attack in New York City." Basically told by Putin for this to happen in New York City to start taking out Russian. Ex-Russian agents in New York City.
April 1st is coming up, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think they're going to let that day go by without something happening. I don't want to be in New York City. I'm advising anyone that's within the sound of my voice, don't go to New York for the next few weeks.
You know, this is what the White House said today. It says United States shares the United Kingdom's assessment that Russia is responsible for the reckless nerve agent attack. It says the United States stands in solidarity with its closest ally, the United Kingdom. The United States shares the United Kingdom's assessment that Russia is responsible for the reckless nerve agent attack on a British citizen and his daughter, and we support the United Kingdom's decision to expel Russian diplomats as a just response. This latest action by Russia fits into a pattern of behavior in which Russia disregards the international rules-based order, undermines the sovereignty and security of countries worldwide, and attempts to subvert and discredit Western democratic institutions and processes. The United States is working together with our allies and partners to ensure that this kind of abhorrent attack does not happen again. That's war, dude. We just put Russia on blast on the world stage, and the United Kingdom did too. I'm telling you, this isn't going to end well.
No, it's not.
Putin is not going to take this right here. He is being accused on the world stage from UK and US of doing a chemical weapons attack in Britain. He's being directly accused of it. He wants evidence. They said, no, we're not giving you evidence. You know, Theresa May gave them 12 hours to respond. Well, at midnight their time last night,
started at
Russia
36
came out
hours.
and said, this isn't worth a fucking response.
It started at 36 hours from the time
36
she got word.
hours, but Russia ended up coming to say, you know what our response is? No response.
Yeah. Well, they said, we're not going to respond to anything until you show us proof of what's going on. And no proof's ever been shown. So and this is a bunch of hyperbole. This is a bunch of propaganda. And I don't know what's going on in their heads, in the world stage heads, but you know, we're flip-flopping now. And I don't know if you people have noticed this, but in the last few months, there haven't been any terrorist attacks anywhere.
Nope.
No cars running over people, no random bombs, no, except in Austin, Texas, you know. But it's gone away. It's gone away. And now the whole North Korea thing's being squashed, and it's all Russia, Russia, Russia.
Russia, and, you know, and this leads right into Syria, too. Nikki Haley came out yesterday and the day before in the UN and told Putin we are fixing to bomb Damascus.
Again.
I mean, the center of Damascus, like the presidential palace.
Yeah. So, yeah, give Assad a heads up to get your ass out of there, pal, because they're coming.
And Russia's, this is what Russia's response is directly from Putin.
We'll shoot you
drop one bomb over in Damascus, you will, what did he say? It will be hell on earth.
Yeah, he told them flat out, we'll shoot your planes out of the sky.
Yeah, we'll shoot your planes out of the sky. We'll target your ships. We'll target wherever these missiles come from.
Yeah.
Planes, ships, whatever.
And they said something about their...
And then they come out after Putin said that yesterday. Then Nikki Haley comes out and accuses them of doing a chemical weapons attack.
And just earlier today, I think, or late last night, they accused them of being years behind schedule on all their up-to-date military shit.
Well, you know, Putin came out and introduced 3 new nukes to the Russian inventory. One of them is the fastest one in the world. One of them we cannot detect with any of our radars. And then there's another one is a torpedo cruise nuclear cruise missile that, like I said, can come out of a sub and go up like 100 miles off coast and explode. And so, you know,
they got one
with them.
Well, they got one underwater thing that goes 200 fucking miles an hour underwater.
When there was that propaganda video that he put out showing his new nuclear weapons hitting Florida.
Well, yeah.
Putin's never made a propaganda video. When I seen him do that a couple weeks ago, I was like, holy shit, things are getting crazy.
They show off all their stuff. Their new fighters are in the air flying in Syria. There's no, Russia's not hiding any of their technology. They show it off. They show it off because during the whole Cold War, when everybody in the United States was being brainwashed into thinking that the Russians were a bunch of backwards wood-living motherfuckers, they were becoming technologically savvy. They got cell phones over in Russia that makes the Apple look like shit.
Well, this is two countries that have gone to this routine of actually making simulated destruction upon Earth. North Korea, now Russia. I mean, how much more do we got to step in everybody's business and take this to another level of stupidity with this so-called president and his damn corporate situation before we all end up in the clouds in the sky?
It's going to happen one way or another, man. There's nothing that we can do as civilians to make any change whatsoever. Nothing.
Well, Trump's building a war cabinet right now. You know, he just replaced Tillerson with what's his name from the CIA.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
And that dude is a very anti-Assad. He's very anti-Russia. He's very anti-North Korea. And he was the first step in Trump's war cabinet. Next, HR, what's his name, McMaster. He's going to be getting fired here in the next couple of days. It's already out there that he's next to go. He's going to replace him with John Bolton.
But I got to tell you something. Right, going back to the Tillerson firing. Look, whether or not Tillerson got a phone call from the president or found out on Twitter, whatever, for the president, for Trump, to do his business on Twitter is just, it's appalling. It's appalling that the president of the United States is a Twitter head. You know?
Well, that's how he fired Comey, too.
Act more presidential, Trump. You wanted this fucking position. Act like you got the position.
Let's take this to another level, and then we'll get right back on it. If you watch what happened in D.C. today, do you realize every one of them pedophile, whatever the hell you want to call them, people are up there in Congress and whoever the hell this was, come out of that building and addressed all, and Bernie was there and the rest of them scumbags, addressed them young kids and give them an orange crate to stand on and propaganda removing the Second Amendment from the Constitution and criminalizing all the Americans in this country. What the fuck is going on? I'm at the point now that I'm telling you what. When we can't get the rest of you dumb assholes out there to wake up, we are about to be taken over by the frickin' same way the Nazis were taken over. The Germans by the Nazis. No. They are using the children to dismantle our damn rights and Constitution. And now we got a president trying to take us to war. Do you realize what time we're in? You better get on your knees and repent to Jesus Christ right now, your Savior, because he's the only lasting hope you have for eternal life. Otherwise, you're going to be swept up in this like a whirlwind, and it'll be too damn late, friends.
They'll never take our guns, man. No matter what they say on Capitol Hill, no matter what kind of amendment they make to the Second Amendment, because it's an amendment, people, they can change it if they feel like it. It's an amendment. It can be amended, okay?
It breaks my heart.
Well, look, they're not going to be able to do it.
Children,
they're not going to be able to do it.
I went to war for their damn freedom to stand there and tell me I'm a fucking criminal because I have a weapon to protect my family.
This isn't the first time.
The little fucking bastards need to be taken out and sent to the front and let their asses get blown away.
Well, that's not going to happen either. You know, but they're never going to get our guns, man. And let them spew all their bullshit. It's just propaganda. It's all propaganda. You know, these kids are paid actors. They admit it straight on television when they're asked if they're an actor or not. They admit that they're actors. So this is all just propaganda, man. Don't get yourself all twisted up about it. It's just propaganda.
You know I don't. You know I don't. I just have to make the point when I do. I make it very clear. That's the way Marine. Because if I was serious, I'd have been there. Believe me, I'd have been there.
Yeah, but you know they're going to get their way. No matter what we say, no matter how much bitching we do, no matter how many people wake up, they're going to get their way. They're going to have their war. They're just not sure yet where they're going to throw the first bomb, I guess. Go ahead, David.
Well, you know, Russia came out yesterday. And they announced that it will test its allegedly unstoppable new Satan II nuclear missile. It says, a top Russian general announced on Tuesday that Russia's military will conduct a second test of its new most powerful nuclear intercontinental ballistic missile called the Satan II by NATO. It says during Putin's State of the Nation speech on March 1st, he talked up the new system and said it could not be stopped by ballistic missile defenses. Russia and NATO are in an extreme tense moment as the UK said it is highly likely that Russia killed a former spy in a restaurant with a chemical weapon. And they're saying the first launch of this missile took place at the end of December last year. And they said this is going to be their new missile, and they're going to test it here in the next couple of days. They said that this new missile, the RS-28, can carry as many as 16 nuclear warheads, or fewer, heavier warheads, and possibly decoys or countermeasures. So it's a pretty powerful missile, man.
Sorry, dude, I'm typing something in the room. Go ahead, keep going.
So that's something to watch for here. Like I said, the stuff going on with Syria is getting tense. You know, now that North Korea's kind of been putting up on a burner in the back, you know, I told everyone, different people I've talked to, I said, watch, we're going to go after Assad now again, and Iran and Russia, and, you know, right now.
Once they start once they start anything in the Middle East, dude, Russia's going to jump right in.
Yeah, and we're trying to by accusing them using chemical weapons and all this other stuff.
I don't think that we've got balls enough to try to hit Moscow, so they're going to start it in Syria and draw Russia in and go from there. And then it's going to be NATO across the borders, and, you know, God help Ukraine because they're in the path of anyway, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a mess. It's just exactly like you said. NATO's going to get drawn in, and everybody. And this is all going to start off in Syria.
And Eugene, I'm just going to say this on the air, too. God, that's what I typed in the room. Go look at videotape of Damascus, man. There's not much of Damascus left. You know, he said Damascus is fine. It's the area around it that's destroyed. There's only about 10% of Damascus left standing. All the buildings are gone.
And what's there is part of the tribes of Levi, of Israel, and Christians and Muslims. Okay, why does not people realize they're trying to destroy the last stronghold of an undivided culture of people that have lived in harmony? Actually, were, like I spoke before, the mothers of the biblical time of Jesus and others came from, because we are dealing with Satan himself, and he knows. He's trying to rush the point on the Lord himself, trying to draw Jesus out so he can go to war with him. There will be a war in heaven, friends, and you're going to see it. Mark my words.
Yeah, there's not much of Damascus left. So, go ahead, David.
But anyway, right now, something I've never seen since I've been following all this stuff. You've got America holding simultaneous drills with Israel and Saudi at the same time right now. You've got 2,500 of our soldiers holding one of the biggest drills ever with Israel. They put Patriot missile battery systems all over Israel. They're simulating incoming missile strikes in Israel from different people. And it's the biggest drill we've had with them. And that's going on for the next another week and a half. You've got another drill that started with Saudi called something Friendship 2018. It's an annual drill we hold with Saudi, but we chose to hold it at the same time we're holding this one with Israel called Operation Juniper Cobra.
Aren't we broke, though? I mean, aren't we like $20 trillion, almost $21 trillion? And aren't we broke? What the fuck are we spending? Sorry, I digress. Go ahead.
You know, so you got simultaneously, you've got American soldiers in Israel and Saudi, which we know are teaming up together when it comes to Iran. And Saudi announced the other day that Israeli jets can use their airspace, no questions asked.
That's because the House of Saud is just another sect of the Zionist regime that's in Israel.
You know, when you're talking about that part of the world also, they said that Trump announced that, and Pence said that they will pull out of the Iran six-party deal, I think, come May 1st or something like that. Or the next couple of weeks, they're giving Europe. We're having problems, I guess. Europe is partners on that deal too, and they're telling us, hey, you can't leave, and we're saying, oh, too bad we are. And so we told Europe, well, I guess Trump told Europe, says, we want some different clauses in this 6-party deal. And if you give me these clauses, we'll stay in it, and Europe won't do it. So Trump says, well, we'll just leave it. And then we're going to throw all kinds of sanctions on Iran. And so, we're trying to get this with Iran, too. They're lighting every place that they can right now.
Yeah. I can't believe that the whole Britain-Russia thing is just, I never saw that coming. That was out of left field.
That's got crazy.
Yeah. And Putin's looking at Theresa May going, fuck off, lady.
well, England actually had drawn, it came through some news network, that England had actually drawn up a warning against going to war with Russia, China, and Korea. Mm-hmm. So if this is another prelude to bring us all into this by them saying that this attack was from Russia, they're in on this game too. If you guys can't see what's coming about,
that's the whole dragging NATO into it. Well, whatever. They're going to have it one way or another, man. They're going to have it. There's nothing we can do. If 20 million people showed up in Washington tomorrow and started marching around with signs and shit saying, no war, no war, no war, they're going to do it any fucking way. Unless the troops themselves lay down their weapons. Well, don't lay down your weapons. Bring them home with you. But unless the troops say no, we're not going, that's the only way it's going to stop. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. I mean, I've gone back to being a realist. And that's the reality of the thing. Ask David. He'll tell you.
Well, this is the reality of it, guys. Everybody keeps saying, well, we've been in war for a long time. No, we haven't.
Oh, yeah,
we don't know what is coming. What's coming to us is something that we never would have wanted to imagine. I fought overseas for it never to come here, and everybody else, a few of the others on the border, were involved campaigns to prevent it.
Yeah.
But yet now it's coming, okay? And when it comes to this shore, then it's going to be too late. You can't run it away. You're going to have to stand and fight right here.
Can't stop prophecy either, man. You can't stop prophecy either. So no sense in bitching about it. The people that are going to wake up are going to wake up. The people that are not, are not. I came to that realization quite a while ago, too. So, and the people that show up at my show, these cats over here on the big screen talking in chat, they're all part of the awakening. So, no sense in bitching at them.
Oh, I'm not bitching at them. I know they're awake or they wouldn't be here.
Oh, I know. And hey, this thing does get, some of my videos get over 1,000 views. Oh my God, shocker, from people on the tubes. So it gets out there to other folks. So, go ahead.
We know you're just sitting there hitting refresh, getting the number up.
Oh,
when
cool.
you get my age of 69 years old, if you don't speak now, you may never speak again. Got it, Jim? I ain't got a long time to speak, so when I speak, and I do it.
I feel you. I just don't want you to, blow a vein or nothing. Pop something in the forehead or, just.
Yeah, I might get the Harley out in the cold and do a big burnout down the street. I might do.
There you go. Lance, are you done on the pooper, man? Did you have to stick your foot out the window?
No, I didn't. I wasn't there. I've been sitting here.
Well, I know. Did you have to stick your foot out the window or anything to get the antenna thing to work better?
No. I mean, I just waited for it to reset.
Oh, sounds good. Now you're 5x5.
Cool.
Right on. All right, back to you, David.
All right. This story from earlier I wanted to read. It says Nikki Haley warns Russia could use chemical weapons in New York. And it says New York City could be the next site of a chemical assassination attempt if world leaders fail to punish Russia for its alleged role in poisoning of a former spy in the United Kingdom. U.S. Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley warned Wednesday.
Show of hands.
If we don't take
real quick. Show of hands. Everybody in chat. Show of hands. How many people cannot stand Nikki Haley. Just give me a what's up in the room or whatever. Just show of hands. Go ahead.
Anyway, she said, if we don't take immediate concrete measures to address this now, Salisbury will not be the last place we see chemical weapons used. Haley told the UN Security Council they could be used here in New York or in cities of any country that sits on this council. This is a defining moment. It says, time and time again, member states say they oppose the use of chemical weapons under any circumstances, Haley said. Now, one member stands accused of using chemical weapons on the sovereign soil of another member. The credibility of this council will not survive if we fail to hold Russia accountable. It says Russia has denied responsibility for the incident, and Russia said a hysterical atmosphere is being created by London. Russian ambassador said. He said, we would like to warn that this will not remain without reaction on our part. Says Russia faulted the United Kingdom for taking action before submitting to a formal investigation brokered by the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. So those experts will not be convinced by their argument, Russia said. And it says the British person came out and said, the British representative, he said, we have received no meaningful response, said Britain. Says this council should not fall for the attempt to muddy the waters. Talking about Russia. So, I mean, they were going at it today, dude, and this was some of the hardcore stuff we've ever said to Russia, I think.
Yeah, it's lip.
No, we're telling Putin he's part. Basically, we're going to kick him out of the UN. Because we're saying here he is a permanent council member. We have a permanent council member using chemical weapons on someone else's sovereign land. That's crazy. It looks like to me we're trying to edge, Russia out of the UN.
They're gonna get whatever they want, man. It's just this is all a game, y'all. This is all a game. When push comes to shove, these people all meet with one another and rub each other's backs and fucking shake hands, and you know what I mean. No matter how violent things get word-wise on Twitter or whatever the fuck Trump wants to do, if he ever goes to meet face-to-face with Putin for talks, they're going to shake hands. They're going to sit down. They're going to talk. They're going to go out to dinner. They're going to expend a whole lot of fucking money that ain't theirs. And everything, whatever. And then they're going to go back to their fucking houses, mansions, whatever the fuck, and they're going to start their lip service again. It's the way it's been my entire fucking life. But this one's going to wind up with bombs dropped somewhere. I guarantee it. It's time. It's time. Go ahead, David. Sorry. Rant over.
So anyway, you got all that going on.
PS. I hate Nikki Haley. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of hers either.
Mark Aaron likes her. Look, dude, just because you want to stick it to her in the bed, don't give you any. I mean, whatever. I can't stand to look at her anymore, man. I can't. It's no matter how pretty people might think that she is. When you look at her and hear her speak, dude, she's got one foot in the grave already. She's serving demons. Go ahead. Sorry. Rant.
To add to this, it says this came out today. It says Russia's seen sending heavy naval firepower to the Mediterranean after threatening to strike the U.S. Over in Syria. It says Russia was seen sending anti-submarine warfare ships to the Med after threatening to retaliate against a hypothetical U.S. strike on Syria's Assad regime. It says U.S. struck Russia.
I'm sorry, man. Joseph Holly in the room said, Nikki Haley is just like Lindsey Graham, just with a woman's hair.
That's the truth, too.
Sorry, go ahead.
But it says, it says tensions between Russia and the U.S. have reached a fever pitch after the UK accused Russia of carrying out a chemical weapons attack on its soil. And it says basically Russia's sending a bunch of ships to the Med right now. They said that they can send 15 at one time and within a moment's notice from their Baltic Sea fleet. And so they're moving a bunch of ships that way to the Med right now.
All right. Which ones are scheduled on the U.S. side? Which ones are scheduled for decommission? Because those are the first ones that are going to go to the bottom of the Med.
Well, right now we have a big amphibious ship. One of our biggest amphibious ships docked at Israel at Haifa. For these drills going on with them right now that has 2,500 Marines on it or something. This won't end well.
No,
you can see they're going balls to the wall right now. The Kissinger and them, they're going crazy.
Song, man, that's a good song. Balls to the wall. Sorry, go ahead.
But it is. Kissinger and them are just making big moves, man. I mean, I just still can't.
Why the fuck is Kissinger still sucking air, man? Why can't that cat die? Right? I mean, we just lost one of the biggest brains in science, and Kissinger is still out there. Whatever. Go ahead. Sorry, that's a whole fucking different rabbit hole. Go ahead.
No, but it just boggles my mind that Britain and America accused Putin of using chemical weapons in Britain. That's just a stab. People really thought about that.
Off the charts.
Crossing a big line, man.
That's what I say. That's why I am so confident that this is going to wind up in a war. This is going to be that we are watching the precursors of World War III. It's unfolding right in front of our faces, and people are just fucking tweeting about shit and scrolling through their Facebook feed. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Why are there not? And I'm all with Vaughn on this right here, but it's not going to make any difference anyway. But why are there not millions of people going, what the fuck are you people doing? It blows me away that there aren't more people like that. They're just watching it all. The end of the world, folks, is going to be televised because they're going to get this 5G shit up, and everybody's going to be able to see it live on their fucking phones when it unfolds, no matter where you are on the planet, because 5G is going to cover it. Go ahead.
Well, Britain also said that one of their measures they may bring against Russia is doing a cyber attack against them. They come straight out and told Putin that we're going to cyber attack you. And Putin came back and
give him a heads up on the attack. Why don't you dumbasses? This is how you know that this is all staged, folks.
Yep.
This is all a fucking game. They're giving Assad a heads up to get his ass out of Syria because they're going to blow his fucking castle down. And now they're giving Putin a heads up. Hey, hardwire your shit because we're coming at you. It's all staged, y'all.
And Putin fired back, says, we'll cyber attack you right back. Don't think we won't respond.
Bam. Down goes the fucking power grid.
And I think, and also a big move was made with Ukraine with Russia today. And, they're a stooge for us. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine has prepared proposals on withdrawal from the Commonwealth of Independent States and denunciation of the treaty on the friendship with Russia signed in 1997. They're breaking complete ties with Russia now. They're telling Russia to Pakistan, Trump just sold Ukraine 400 and something anti-tank missiles. That was crossing Putin's red line over there.
Mark had some. Sorry, go ahead.
So this is the big thing with what they just did in Ukraine. They just completely severed every last tie they had with Russia today. And like I said, I selling them those anti-tank missiles a couple weeks ago. I just shook my head when I read that story. That just crossed.
Hey man, even after we declare war against the motherfuckers, if they run out of guns or ammo, we'll sell them more. That's the way this fucking country works, Jack.
Yep.
We don't give a shit about nothing, right? It's all about the stockholders and making big corporations bigger. because it all goes back to the banksters.
And then the biggest thing, one of the biggest things that...
Hang on a second. Yep. Mark Aaron said something in the room here. He said, we'll see. I just want America to be on top again. If that's F the world, then so be it. Bombs away. Well, the only thing I got to say about that, man, is that we're not ever going to be on top again. Look, if we wanted to say fuck the world, we don't got to drop no bombs. We just got to close off the borders and stop free trade. You know, start making our shit in our own country and get back to being, and I don't, you know, if you want to call it nationalist or whatever the fuck it is, then so be it. Just for a little while, and let the rest of the world know that it's just going to be for a little while. We're going to take 5 years. We're going to fix this fucking country and put people back to work and put the homeless veterans in houses and take care of the fucking water in Detroit, which still has not been taken care of, or in Flint. I'm sorry, not Detroit. Flint, Michigan. 5 years going, people, and they still have no clean water. None. So, fix the infrastructure in this country, put the people back to work, and then when everything's hunky-dory again here in the U.S., and everybody's happy, and nobody's bitching, and all the snowflakes have melted, and people can still have their weapons, and no fucking school shootings are going on, and the pharmaceutical industries have gone to hell to where they're going. When all that's good and done, then we can open our borders and start free trade again, or not free trade, but start trading with the rest of the world, because we'll have cool shit here, and everybody will be cool, but that's never going to happen, man, because we're getting ready to go into World War III. Whee! Sorry, go ahead.
You know, the bigger thing is this, it was about a month ago, the SDF, Syrian Democratic Forces that we sponsor, we arm and train, they're our fighting force over there. And, we have special, we have contractors embedded with them, then we have regular special forces, Americans, embedded with them too, and that's where we blew the hell out of those Russian contractors a month ago. Mm-hmm. And killed about 200 of them, and Putin didn't say a word. Well, now Assad and Putin, or Assad, I'd say, and some Shiite forces are massing up again, right across the Euphrates again, where they did before, where we got into a firefight with them and killed them all. And they're massing up in huge numbers.
Keep poking the bear.
They're getting ready to come at they're coming at our illegal base we got set up over there. They tried, that's where those contractors got killed.
Don't we have 22 bases in Syria that aren't supposed to be there?
22 of them now.
Yeah. So, and we never, ever got authorization from Assad or anybody else in his fucking government to cross the border. We're not supposed to be there, but according to the NDAA, we can fight terrorism wherever. Right? So there you go.
Yeah. And that's how these contractors got killed about a month ago. They fired on our base over there. And these bases aren't big. They hold a couple helicopters and stuff like that.
Some tents on the ground. Yeah, it's like a MASH outpost.
Yeah, they're more like outposts than anything.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But it's American ground inside the wire.
But each one of these outposts are protected with F-22s, F-16s, Cobras. And, we've got that whole area sealed off air-wise. We're flying jets over there constantly.
Yeah.
And so, they're massing up again for a second try at our base over there, and it looks like they're going to try to go at it with bigger numbers. And we came out yesterday and we said, we don't want to fight with you, but if you're looking for one, bring it on. And so, that's a real dangerous situation, too, over there. And
man, I haven't done a show for quite a while, and it's the same fucking shit on this show as it was on the last show. You notice that, man? It don't matter how many weeks you take off or how, it's the same fucking shit.
It just gets closer every day. I guess today, someone fired 12 artillery rounds at our base over there. The one where they're lining up, they already started. They fired 12 artillery rounds at it. We didn't respond, but we said it's a clear violation of the deconfliction zone.
We didn't respond.
So
must have been somebody we were funding fired in the wrong direction.
Could have been.
What else you got over there?
What else here? Guess we can start and talk about North Korea here.
Oh, God. I thought Kim got killed. I heard you talking. You thought Kim was dead, that they replaced him with a fucking animatronic dummy that does whatever it's told to say.
His body doubles.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Has Seth Rogen been over to North Korea to whack him? Wasn't he the one that did the movie about them tossing him out of a helicopter or whatever?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, the reason why I said this, Jimmy, is because it was announced the other day on Sunday that he had a change of heart, that he was willing to meet with Trump, that during these talks he won't do any kind of nuclear testing, any ICBM testing. He also announced that he wants us to build an embassy in Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea. He wants to establish better ties with us, a better closeness. He wants to give up 3 of our detainees as a goodwill gesture. He said he would completely get rid of his nuclear weapons, tear them all apart. I don't buy that. He would never say that.
Oh, yeah, come on. I got this. Look.
Kim said all that?
Yeah. He would never say that. But then it comes out yesterday.
Sure he would.
It comes out yesterday, announced by South Korea. It says that North Korea came out and announced last night on Yonhap it was on, and it's on another story today that I posted. They said that South Korea, they put it in this way. They said South Korea wants every single American troop off their land. Mm-hmm. And so basically North Korea is going to call for the removal of all of our troops.
Here's
what
happened.
He's playing Trump right now. He's seeing how Trump, he didn't really expect Trump to accept this invite, but now that he did, Kim is just sitting back now, I believe now. After looking at what's really going on now, I don't think he is dead. And I say this because I think he's sitting back and he's negotiating the deal here. He's like, okay, let's see how America reacts with me accepting an invite from Trump. Let's see what demands that they make of me.
All right.
And so Kim is sitting back, drawing up a game plan. So when these talks go down, he can say, all right, Trump, you want my nukes gone? Well, I want all your American forces out of here. I want you to stop these drills you have 2 times a year with South Korea. He's going to throw that at Trump right off the bat, and then they're going to negotiate from there. Trump's going to come back and say, well, I can remove a couple thousand from the DMZ. I can remove a couple ships from our drills. And the question is, will Kim go for that? But it looks like now Kim wants complete withdrawal.
Here's what they're saying in the room about this. Eugene says Kim is the best puppet of them all. Joseph says, sounds like Kim got bought off. And then SS says they all speak with forked tongues, which is absolutely the truth. But here's my paralysis by analysis of this whole Kim flipping a 180 on everybody. This is what I think happened. Kim has an inside line to China and Russia. Yep. And Iran, okay?
Yep.
So here's what I think happened. After the whole meeting with South Korea and Kim and whatever the fuck his name is over there in South Korea, I can't remember what his name is. Moon, I think. Moon?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Kim and Moon got together and they said, hey, look, man, we got families that want to see each other. They haven't seen each other in decades, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's make some arrangements to get this thing done. So they're going to get all cozy because Kim has an insight into what's getting ready to happen to the United States, because the United States is getting ready to go to war with Russia, and that's going to involve China and Iran and every fucking buddy else that hates us. So what the people in Russia and China have told Kim under the table on back channels is to just chill. We're getting ready to stomp their asses. Just chill. And that's what he did. Because that's exactly what's getting ready to come, people. If we start this fucking war with Russia, they are going to hand us our ass. Because the majority of the world does not like us. Whether they're in NATO or not, they are tired of our hegemony with the US dollar. They want shit to change, and shit is about to change. And we're going to be on the shit end of that stick.
Well, here's something else too that I was thinking about, and this is that when we accepted this meeting with Kim, it caught China by surprise, and China, as bad as they don't want us over there either, and as bad as they don't want Kim to have nukes, I think they got on the phone because they felt cut out of the deal.
They couldn't give a shit less if Kim's got nukes or not because it's not going to run.
Exactly it. Let me finish here.
Okay, sorry.
China saw this deal as a South Korean American deal. And with Kim coming out saying, I'll give up my nukes, China got nervous. China's like, North Korea's getting bought off by America and South Korea. We're going to lose them as an ally. Because even though, China and North Korea may go back and forth, they're still Asian allies. And China would consider, North Korea an ally in a war against other countries like America. And so China felt left out of the deal. So China got right on the phone to North Korea and said, listen, little Kim, don't do it. Even though we don't want a war over here, don't do it. We need, we want your support still. We want you to have these nukes over here. Don't do this for America. I think that China and North Korea played Trump. And when they heard that he accepted, China got on the phone right with Kim and says, don't play that American game. We're not losing you. And then China knows that this is going to risk war over there now. But like you said, China, Russia, and America are fixing to throw down anyway.
He said,
well, here's another view on that, and this is going to be really way out there. There was a gentleman, a Japanese gentleman, that did a lot of research right after the Fukushima thing. And he went up into the mountains and he did a lot of research. And apparently back before or right during the beginning of World War II, there was the biggest uranium find in Japan. And they were actually creating, cold water, whatever the hell it is, that water. And they were working with the Nazis to create an atomic bomb. This is why apparently that's why they were, attacked that way. But what I'm getting at is China wants Japan. So North Korea was knocking on Japan's door. So there's an undermined 5, 6, 8-story deals going on over there in that area that's above and beyond the fakery of the Fukushima thing. I mean, it's crazy. So what Dave is saying, Jim is saying, this is all logical reality, that this is why little Kim was told back the hell off, because we're about to take care of business the big way. And we got a lot to gain, and we don't want to lose you.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like I said,
and China wants the Philippines too, by the way.
Well, China knows that North Korea is it's like I said, China's rolling the dice here because if they tell North Korea not to give in, it's going to bring America over there. But if they tell China to give in, and they're going to be no use to China.
Hey, China's got an emperor now, right? They took all the restrictions off of the president, so he's not the president anymore. He's the fucking emperor if he wants to be.
They did that for a reason, man.
Yes, they did. Because he's a strong motherfucker on the world stage.
Yep.
He's been kicking ass and taking names since he got into that office.
Oh, he has, dude. He's been one of the better presidents China's ever had.
There you go.
There's thousands of these workers that were in Fukushima. They got frozen. They're froze because they don't know what else to do with them. Okay, and they actually got bodies of people that were frozen a long time ago. So we already know that North Korea must have a reserve of uranium there in their little peninsula or their area.
I don't know about uranium. I know they got lithium there. They got all kinds of coal.
Right.
There's gold in certain parts of North Korea.
Rare earth minerals.
Yeah, that's what the lithium and all kinds of rare earth minerals. Yeah.
So there's a lot to gain from this than just the factor of a bunch of big boys slapping each other in the ass and saying we're going to go to war. There's a lot to gain, and I don't know who's going to get all the chess pieces.
Yeah, that's all Korea is a chess piece for the United States. That's the only reason that we want people on the ground there. That's the only reason we want boots on the ground there. That's the only reason we want our military on the ground there. is because it's a launch pad to China. But, you know, there's, I don't know. Well, whatever. I'm not going to go into another rant. I've already done quite a few of those. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, you know, today we lost 2 pilots. F-16 crashed over there in Florida. They're saying now that both pilots died. So,
jeez, man.
It says the aircraft was on final approach to Boca Chica Field. It says VFA 213 is stationed at NAS Oceana. It says the FA-18F Super Hornet crashed on approach to Boca at 4:30 this afternoon. It says rescue crews recovered both aviators from the water. They were both taken to the hospital where they died. It says the jet was on a training flight, cause under investigation.
No foul weather or nothing?
I don't know. Didn't say anything about it.
My heart goes out to the family of the pilots. But,
oh, yeah, that's got to be devastating.
Yeah. Damn, that was expensive. Because those fucking planes are expensive as hell.
Yeah, but we've got a shortage of pilots. That's why they're training them so hard.
They're wore the fuck out, man. You know, all of our troops are wore out. Navy, Marines, Army, it don't matter. Coast Guard, because they're covering people's asses too. They're wore out. You know, they've been in constant combat for the last 15 years or more. It's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. That's why
we were like 1,200 pilots short.
And that's why I firmly believe if we launch into this World War III shit, there's going to be quite a few of them that go, look, man, fuck all this. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. And then they're going to resort to the draft and then they'll, whatever.
Oh, yeah, that will come, too.
Yep. All right. Next story.
You know, talking about here in North Korea, it says, this came out today from the Washington Free Beacon. It says, U.S. monitoring possible North Korean military base in Syria. It says, report North Korea running underground military base in Syria. It says, the United States is monitoring information indicating that North Korea may be running a large underground military base in Syria that could be used for advanced weaponry and nuclear-related work, according to regional reports and U.S. officials tracking the situation. It says, regional reports have begun to surface indicating North Korea is near completion of the construction of an underground military base located near Kordaha in Syria, the hometown of embattled Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. It says, according to satellite images and a military source, the underground facility has been under construction for 7 years. Started at the beginning of the Syrian Revolution in March 2011. And it says Zaman al-Wazil, a Syrian news outlet, reported earlier this month. It says the high level of secrecy and tight guarding in the North Korean base raised speculations whether it's a nuclear facility or overseas depot for North Korean weapons. And it says U.S. officials told the Washington Free Beacon they are monitoring these reports and efforts by North Korea to help Assad rebuild Syria's chemical weapons factories. It says this is just crazy. It says we are aware of reports regarding possible DPRK assistance to Syria to rebuild its chemical weapons capabilities, the State Department official said today.
This is so off the fucking chain that it's not even fun. You know, it's laughable. This is completely laughable, man.
It says if we take these allegations very seriously, and we're working assiduously to prevent the Assad regime from obtaining material and equipment to support its chemical weapons program. And it says the underground North Korean military base could be hiding more than just chemical weapons. According to regional reports indicating that the sheer size of the base, which is mostly situated within a mountain, raises concerns of nuclear work. Says purported satellite images of the base circulating on the internet indicate that only a small portion of the facility is visible from above ground. It says long tunnels have been built during the last 7 years in a deep valley in Kordaha under the supervision of North Korean experts, the Zaman al-Wazil outlet reported. And so,
see, that's a standard for those people over there in the Asian countries. In Vietnam, they had most of their ammunition and supplies underground, and that's how they moved underground to different points. That's why the Americans had a bitch of a time to catch on to what the hell they were doing, and that's exactly what North Korea and I'm sure these other ones are doing.
But this whole trying to tie Syria and North Korea
over there, Assad and them are allies. And so I firmly believe North Korea is over there. Now, whether they're building nuclear stuff, I don't know. And, you know, it came out a couple weeks ago all over the news, mainstream media, Fox, CNN, that we accuse North Korea of helping Assad with this chemical weapons program by sending them, you know, different parts and all this other stuff. And now this comes out. You know, they're framing us for a huge, nasty war, man. They really, truly are. You know, accusing Putin of using chemical weapons in Britain, accusing North Korea of having an underground nuclear chemical weapons base in Syria. You know, you're linking Assad and Little Kim to the same thing. That's two guys we want gone.
It's complete horse shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable that these people are that arrogant. To think, you know, and I'm sure that 80% of the people out there, if Trump says it, 80% of the trumpets are going to just eat it up. They're going to go, "Oh my God, I can't believe it happened." If Hillary said it, 80% of the snowflakes would just eat it up. So, yeah, whatever. They're going to get away with whatever. They're going to start this fucking war, man. I'm telling you, they have. It's Katie bar the door now.
This is why these talks with North Korea are going to go nowhere if they happen at all.
Right. Right. They don't give a shit. They don't even hear.
Was that false hope? You had a minute, Dave. I heard something about a false hope. Listen to this. Now, I don't know. I ain't got nothing to prove to it, but it came through somewhere. That Trump has even dallied in the thought of backing the dollar with gold again. Okay, you know what that would mean? That would mean remove the IRS and the Federal Reserve. See how these dib-dabs are coming out, you know, because of what they want to do. Give them a little hope and then throw the shit at them.
The minute he ever tries to say that on live TV, dude, they'll vent his head like they did Kennedy's. That'll never happen. That'll never happen. Look, right now, just on the stock exchange, the ratio of physical gold bullion coins to paper gold bullion coins is 1,500 to 1. There's 1,500 pieces of paper claiming every physical ounce. There's no fucking way in history no, that's never going to happen. He's talking out his ass.
Well, he's also been talking about how well the stocks have been doing, but for the last week and now
because it's manipulated.
Week, it's fallen its race again.
It's fucking manipulated. The stock market is complete horse shit too. That's almost as well. That's bigger horse shit than the whole North Korea Assad building nukes shit. Fuck.
He had a meeting today with a bunch of people, and what they were doing, they were all executives of companies, and they were sitting around bragging about how well they're doing. And then a couple of them had a couple other people of the divisions of theirs explaining to Trump how well they're doing. If anybody paid attention to that at all, most of that shit was robotic, had nothing to do with employing real people. And if that's what's happening, then there's where all his hoopla is about how well the country's doing.
The reason that he says anything about this country doing good is because he listens to his advisors and tells the people what they tell him to tell the people. If he paid attention to any of the actual numbers that are out there available for anybody to see, he would know that this country is on its last leg. The amount of layoffs and closures has not waned one bit since Trump got into office. The entire
he also said he made a remark, and I'm sorry about this, Jim, but he also made a remark about the black, and it was kind of a depraving thing that he would even go to that point
about the
yes, sir. You heard that then too. I thought, what? And it didn't take long for them to catch on to that little remark, you know.
Anyway, we're going down a rabbit hole. So back to you, Dave.
I thought this was big. This came out. It says Brooks will step down as USFK chief, says government sources.
There's a lot of people resigning.
There's
a lot of people resigning lately.
Yeah, listen. It says General Vincent Brooks will leave his post as commander of United States Forces Korea as early as this summer, according to various Korean government sources today. It says Brooks has expressed his plan to quit his post as commander of the Combined Forces Command in July or August. And it says, however, he has not officially informed the Korean Ministry of National Defense or military authorities yet. It says Brooks served in the post as commander of USFK, United Nations Command, and the South Korea U.S. Combined Forces Command since April 2016. And it says they usually serve in their post for 2 to 3 years. It says, but he's saying he's just quitting because of personal reasons.
Yeah, he didn't want his ass around there when shit hits the fan.
Yeah, that's exactly it, dude. That's the first thing I thought, too. He's like, I'm out of here, man. This is fixing to be a war zone.
Something will happen between now and when he's scheduled to leave, and he'll slide out early. You watch. Something will happen, because in 7 months, this shit's going to be half over in 7 months. Go ahead.
It says the Korean Ministry of National Defense and military officials expected Brooks to stay in his post longer and are perplexed, especially as he is considered a commander who understands Korea very well. And he's like, I'm out of here. That's how good he understands Korea. He's like, I see what's fixing to happen.
Yeah.
You can't blame the guy either, man.
No, I wouldn't want to be hanging out there either.
He's like, I'm not going to be a part of the game.
No. Well, being in that area of the world would be nearly fatal.
Oh, yeah.
Nearly fatal. So, because the body count in this war that's coming up is going to be astronomical. This is going to be a major part of the culling we're getting ready to see.
Well, with that one statistic they put out the other day, they said, in the opening day or days of this war, North Korea will lose at least 10,000 American forces right off the bat.
That's being
modest.
Yeah, that's being conservative. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have noticed or not. I've noticed it around here just in the last 10 days or so. It appears as though the chemtrailing program is either winding down or they're running out of chemicals or something. They appear to only be flagrantly, striping the skies before major weather events. Cold fronts coming through, bringing rain or cold temperatures or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's very sparse now. There's several days in between spraying here where I'm at anyway.
But what they are spraying in certain areas is coming out in a red film out of the back and a very dark film out of the back. And that is totally unusual because, it's usually a clear spray, but this one here has color content to it. And it's not because of the sun shining on it or anything else. It's actually coming out. It's been photographed by somebody using one of those fancy-ass Nikon P900 cameras, and he caught every bit of it. It's just like, what? And I got links to all this somewhere. One of these days I'll put them all. I need to start bringing this stuff with me, but it's phenomenal what's going on. So you're right. Some of it is calming down. The last time I seen a lot of it is right about the time I and Brenda got really, really sick, and I got film of that, but I never put it up. And then after that, all it did was rain, and then here in the last few days we've had snow. I guess I had a hell of a lot of snow down south, and then 2 back-to-back storms on the East Coast. So the warming and the chemicals and everything else is settling to the ground and creating, I don't know, maybe it's going to be a pandemic of a virus of some sort, or a bacteria. I don't know. It's all gotta wait and see. I know a lot of people are dying from this new flu season this year. But, that's not unusual. I'm not going to say this is something unnormal, but we don't have any way of knowing statistically what's going on. The CDC was apprehended as soon as Trump took office. All files and every damn thing else was removed, computers and everything out of the CDC. So what was that activity about? But here we go.
I didn't remember that at all.
Oh, you don't remember him going down there and having all that stuff removed? Oh, you better look back on that. The first day he took office, he moved the team down and took everything out of the CDC. Yes, he did.
No. My iPad just reset all by itself. Fucker. All right. Another rabbit hole. Vaughn's famous for that. That's okay.
It's on my mind. I got to say it.
I know. Sometimes I get the same way, man. My dad used to call it diarrhea of the mouth. I'm not throwing stones at you, brother. I'm not. I'm just poking fun.
I know you are, brother. That's why we're brothers.
Right. All right, David, back to you.
I thought this was a big story. Saudi cabinet approves national atomic policy. It says Saudi Arabia's cabinet on Tuesday approved the national policy of its atomic energy program, state media said, as the kingdom prepares to award contracts for its first nuclear power plants. And it says the policy insists on limiting nuclear activities to peaceful purposes, which I don't believe, and calls for enhanced safety measures as well as the use of best practices for radioactive waste management, the Saudi press agency reported. It says Saudi Arabia, the world's top oil exporter, is seeking nuclear power to diversify its energy supply mix in order to free up oil to boost exports.
Whatever.
It says the kingdom has accelerated plans to build 16 nuclear reactors over the next 2 decades.
The kingdom wants to try to sell
$80 billion.
The kingdom wants to try to start selling enriched uranium because they're fucking broke.
Well, yeah, because they're hitting peak oil over
there. Peak oil, the planet.
By that, what I mean is I think they've hit their limit. They've sucked more out of the ground than what it's being able to regenerate.
Exactly. There's a glut of oil on the planet right now. I don't know if people know that or not, but the prices don't show it at the pump. But Lance dropped off. He's being a pussy and going to bed early. Says he's going to be up early.
Let me throw this in here. Somebody said that I heard the grapevine that that stupid thing they got over there, that collider, whatever the hell it is, blew up. I don't know how much facts to that.
It didn't. That was a horse shit story.
It would have been all over the press if that happened.
There was no explosion at CERN. The disinfo is thick out there now too, man. And they're trimming YouTube back. They're 86 and a bunch of fucking channels where people get their truth from. People that they got to put up a fight to get their shit back. And I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, what YouTube say today? They said for all the conspiracy videos out there, they're going to post Wikipedia links beside it to verify if it's true or not.
Yeah, or probably.
So I guess they're saying Wikipedia knows everything, but
or a link to get to Snopes. Snopes said it was fake. Carry on, David.
What else here? Russia's going to speed up their S-400 deliveries to Turkey, their anti-missile system.
Because they're getting ready to shoot U.S. jets out of the fucking sky is why.
Yeah, Turkey's going to go against NATO members.
Absolutely, man. This shit is on like Donkey Kong, y'all.
Turkey, they're a de facto member of NATO. They want to go against us and everybody else.
Yeah.
Toys R Us is preparing to close all U.S. stores. And they said it's going to be losing up to 33,000 jobs will be lost after they failed a deal to restructure billions of dollars in debt.
Who? Who is this?
Toys R Us.
Oh, yeah. Well, they can't hire robots to build their toys, right? And they
shutting down. They're they're preparing to sell or close all 885 stores in the U.S., risking up to 33,000 jobs.
If it's not on a fucking device, on a little black device or an iPad, or you know what I mean. If it's not on a device, kids don't want it no more. If it's not a fucking Xbox or You know, they just don't. There's too many hand-me-downs of the other shit that babies play with, so they don't give a fuck. Go ahead.
What else here? Today, India landed its C-17 Globemaster heavy transport aircraft right next to the Chinese border on this base that India just built.
Oh, shit.
So that's really poking in China right there.
A Globemaster's a big motherfucker, man. That's one of the biggest planes in the U.S. arsenal.
They landed it at their advanced landing grounds in this one area in India, just 29 kilometers from China.
Wow, man.
China and India dislike each other very much.
Oh, yeah. India doesn't like Pakistan either. I mean, you know, it's whatever, man. Pieces on a chessboard. That's all that shit is, man. Pieces on a chessboard.
Now, let's talk about Turkey here. They're still doing their Operation Olive Branch. They're moving into the city center of Afrin where 1 million people are right now. I feel horrible because they're fixing to be these people are innocent civilians are just fixing to be genocided by Turkey. And NATO's just stepping back and watching this NATO member commit just absolute genocide in Afrin. I mean, I see the pictures and the videos. It's just, that's what it is. They're genociding the Kurds. And America's standing back and letting them do it after the Kurds gave us all the help in the first Iraq war, the second Iraq war, helped us fight ISIS. We trained them, and then we abandoned them, and we're letting Turkey just rip them to shreds.
Yep.
And so a lot of these Kurdish members are joining up with Assad's army now and being a militia of their army. A lot of these Kurds that we train now are partnered with Assad. They're like, screw you, U.S., you fucking abandoned us.
Like we do everybody else.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, once you have served your purpose, we will leave your cheese in the wind.
But talking about Turkey again,
not we, the government, not me, not David, nobody here, but our government. They do whatever they want. You know, I mean, we can say whatever we want. Sorry.
Talking about Syria and Afrin here, like I said, Turkey cut the water completely off to Afrin because Turkey controls the water supply to there. And
hey man, Flint's in the same boat, y'all. Sorry, go ahead.
It says Syrians and Afrin cut off from water and bread as Turkish forces completely surround the Kurdish city. It says water that Syria's Afrin has now been cut for a week. The UN said today as Turkey's military finished encircling the Kurdish city in preparation for a major ground assault. Access to clean drinking water ended after Turkish troops and allied Syrian fighters seized the main dam and water plant from the People's Protection Units, the YPG, the Kurds.
See, this has absolutely nothing to do with the YPG. This has to do with control of property. And the only people that are suffering are the people that are innocent that all of a sudden don't have any fucking water.
Yeah, a NATO member that's supposed to be respectable, it's cutting off the water supply to over 1 million people right now.
To another NATO member.
And it says local workers were unable to access the dam controls to pump water. The water supply has been cut off, the UN said today. Residents have relied on untreated water from boreholes and risk contracting diseases.
No, you know what's going to wind up happening is somebody's going to wire that dam and blow the whole fucking thing, and then a bunch of people are going to die from a flood going down. That's what's going to wind up happening.
Oh, that could happen too. It says water has been fully cut off because of the Turkish army's control over it. And it says civilians are depending on wells to get water, and there are not enough, and not good for drinking, unfortunately. So the water's pretty much poisoned in the ground. Yeah. It says the area also faced bread shortages as Afrin's only bakery grapples with rising demand amid power and fuel shortages. And see, this was Turkey's first move. Let's starve them out, let's thirst them out, and then we're going to move in with ground forces here.
Water is life, people.
Yep. And it says, and the Turkey said this, is they are planning for the capture of Afrin was being done to prevent civilian deaths. That's what Turkey's claiming. We got to take your town over to keep you from being killed while we're killing you. You know, they're trying to say that there's terrorists in this Kurdish town, and this is why they're taking it. And the people are like, there's no fucking terrorist here, man. And this is Turkey's reasoning. Oh, there's terrorists here, so we gotta come in and save you while we're killing you at the same time. There's video of Turkish soldiers taking some of these Afrin women out and raping them and then burning their bodies, doing all kinds of despicable things I've seen. It makes me sick. I follow some real good Turkish forces or Turkish Twitter that talk about this stuff. And this one guy's been posting videos out of there, and it's just absolutely horrendous what the Turks are doing to these people. They're burning these people alive.
They're inhuman.
Literally.
They're simply inhuman.
Oh yeah, Erdogan is Satan.
Yeah. I don't know if he is Satan, but he's
I
definitely
think he's incarnate, man.
He's under demonic possession for sure.
He's a damn demon for damn sure.
Yeah, yeah. And no matter the horrendous stuff that these people are doing, they're going to be on the wrong side of history when shit plays out. People don't ever forget that, right? Good always wins, evil always loses. That's the way it goes. Don't ever forget that. Don't lose hope. Seek the face of God, but don't lose hope. All right, go on, man.
Well, like I said, talking about back to North Korea again, who knows what's happening with that? It's really quiet. I think there's a lot of back channeling going on, the way it sounds with Switzerland, because Switzerland controls all of our diplomatic things in North Korea. They still have an embassy there. We don't have one. And so everything goes through Switzerland between North Korea and us. And I see where there's some North Korean diplomats flying up to Switzerland in the next couple of days for some talks. There's some other talks going on. So I think even though Kim Jong-un hasn't said anything publicly, which I don't think he will, he's playing his hand right now and seeing what concessions he can get. But there's a lot of back channeling going on, you can clearly see. So even though he's not saying nothing, I still think talks are being arranged because Moon is supposed to meet with Little Kim first toward the end of April. And right after that, Trump is supposed to meet with him. Now Japan wants a meeting with North Korea too. And so what I don't understand is why don't Japan, South Korea, and America and North Korea all meet at the same time? That's what I don't get. And so Japan feels like they're being cut out of the deal, so Japan wants to talk to Little Kim. China feels like they're being cut out of the deal, so they're talking to Little Kim. So Little Kim's being pulled from China and from the West. And so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But no matter what, while these, what gets me with Trump is he said he would never negotiate with North Korea. That's what he's been running on since he was president. He would never negotiate with North Korea. That North Korea has two choices: give up your nukes, or we come over there and take them. And that's always been Trump's stance. Now all of a sudden, now Trump says I'm going to negotiate with him. Well, what negotiating means is giving up something. So Trump is going back on his word by saying he would never negotiate. Now he's saying he will negotiate, and the only thing he can really negotiate is with our troop size over in South Korea, our military drills with South Korea, and humanitarian aid and sanctions. Trump has like 4 things he can pick from to try to bargain with Kim, but the deal is he's lying to everybody because he's going to give something up to try to get something. And so he's completely going off his word of what he said, that he would never negotiate with North Korea. It's going completely, he's lying because he is willing to negotiate with Little Kim.
He's a politician,
he just
man.
This is a photo op for Trump is all it is. He's going to go there. He's going to give up the fucking farm. I don't care what Trump supporters believe. He's going to go over there and give up the farm just so he can wave his hands in the air and say, look, I got rid of him to give up his nukes. Kim's going to have to accept OPCW inspectors over there, IAEA inspectors over there, because we're going to have to verify that Little Kim ripped apart all of his nukes. We're going to have to verify that if he does, that he won't start up again. And I don't see Kim accepting that. So this is going to be interesting. In the end, I don't think nothing will get done. I think we'll end up going to war with them.
When are these talks supposed to take place again?
Well, Trump's supposed to meet with them, they said, by the end of May. And so the deal is this.
They got 2 months. I think
Trump's there's a photo op because he will be the first sitting president to ever meet with a North Korean leader in the history of America.
Do you think that Putin's going to sit on his hands for 2.5 months, dude. With all the other shit that's going on, do you really think that Putin's going to sit on his fucking hands for 2.5 months?
Hell no, no.
Okay. I just want to, I wanted to get a kind of a time frame from you. So this whole meeting with Lil Kim,
it's a sham with North Korea is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Because we'll be neck deep in World War III by the time that meeting rolls around.
There's a reason that we're simultaneously trained, having drills with Saudi and Israel right now.
I got to tell you right now, dude, if Theresa May doesn't shut her fucking mouth, she's going to start it all by herself.
Oh, that's another thing Putin said yesterday. And when Theresa May accused him of doing it, he come out and says, what did he say? He says, UK should not be threatening a nuclear nation
power
like this.
Yeah. And Putin doesn't talk lightly. He doesn't just throw words around like Trump does. When he says something, he means it.
Well, he just moved nuclear missiles, Iskander nuclear-capable missiles, to Kaliningrad, and these missiles are pointed right at Europe.
Yeah. So,
and there's not shit Europe could do about it because that's his land.
That's why I said, man, if she don't shut her fucking yap, dude, she's going to wind up sticking her foot in it.
He's going to, when this war kicks off, he's going to blow through Ukraine like nothing. He's going to come right up against Poland. He's going to come right up against the Baltic states, and then he's going to give NATO a choice. Yep. You want me to keep going?
It's up to y'all. It's up to y'all.
Yep. He'll throw the ball in our court after he blows through Ukraine and gets right on the border with Poland and with the Baltics. He's going to give NATO, he's going to tell them, you want to go at it? Let's go. I already took Ukraine. He's not messing around. I've never seen Putin throw out these words like he's been throwing out. I mean, because they're pointing the finger directly at him for this chemical attack. I mean, I just still can't absorb that. We're accusing Putin directly of orchestrating a chemical attack in Britain.
Well, they're doing this because they're trying to weaken him because he's up for election right now.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
They're trying to belittle him, so they're going to push him as hard as they can, so that people think he's weak.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, I read that too, Juan. I agree with that. I'm glad you brought it up. I know. That is very true.
But it's, yeah.
Whatever. But the deal is there is no election in Russia. He's going to be the next president.
He's probably going to get, powers like the Chinese president now.
He eventually will. Yeah. I believe it.
Because he went from being, wasn't he like two terms as what's the other not the president of Russia, but there was another high up underneath the president. I can't remember what they called it. But Putin was 2 terms of that, and then he ran for president and he got in, and now he's been in there. This will be his 3rd run?
Yep.
So, yeah. It's not an ambassadorship, it's some other I can't remember what the fuck it's called, man. Somebody in chat will know. It's not the president. It's the other seat. I think it begins with an M. I'm not sure. We'll see. Somebody
Monarchy.
No, he's not the. I mean, he was like, fuck. I can't. Somebody in chat will know. Somebody's pulling it up on Wiki already. 16 years of Putin. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had 2 terms of being who's he, what's it, and now he's had 3 terms of being president. So it's actually almost 20. Mayor. L4 said mayor. No, it wasn't a local thing. It wasn't a local thing. It was a big-time Russia thing.
I call him the president of a motorcycle club for some of those years.
Yeah. Sweden's going to be a big player in this. It could be the middle ground. Sweden hates Russia. That's true. Looks like Putin is doing a great job, in my opinion. Poor man's gold says. Putin. Prime Minister. Thank you. Thank you, David Howard. I knew somebody in chat would have it. He was the Prime Minister for 8, and now he's been president for 12 and running again. So, all right. Carrying on now. That rabbit hole has been slammed shut.
All right, this came out from the Korea Jung-Ang Daily. And it says, U.S. troops must leave, says North's mouthpiece. It says, North Korea's state-run newspaper called on the United States to withdraw its troops from South Korea ahead of a summit between Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump, accusing Washington of trying to invade Northeast Asia. It says, the Rodong Sinmun took issue with ongoing talks between Seoul and Washington over the renewal of a cost-sharing agreement for maintaining American troops in the South, saying the United States was wasting South Koreans' tax money for its own benefit by insisting Seoul to pay a bigger share. It says South Korea-U.S. relations aren't based on an ironclad alliance, a Korean version of the article published Wednesday read. It says South Korea is a subordinate, and U.S. imperial forces are the source of the pain and misfortune South Koreans are experiencing today. It says the article continued that South Koreans wanted U.S. forces withdrawn from their country because they were threatening the peace and security of the Korean Peninsula, adding Seoul was raging a patriot battle to regain sovereignty from the U.S. It says the article in the regime's official mouthpiece comes as the country is testing the waters for a leaders summit with the United States. So they come out and said, this is what Kim's going to tell Trump right away, just to throw it first thing out. That's why they threw it out right now. That way Trump can decide. You know what he's coming against. Kim's going to sit across from Trump, and the first thing Kim's going to say, want your troops out of South Korea. And like I said, is Trump going to do it? I don't think he would do it because he would be overthrown. That would upset South Korea. Even though Moon's a liberal, he still wants us there. Even though the people really don't want us there much longer, he still wants us there, and the South Korean government still wants us there as part of the security plan.
Yeah, but China's going to be standing in the back over everybody's shoulder going, yeah, get them out. We want them out too. I'm sure China talked with little Kim, and China says first thing you throw out there, in any negotiation, you go right off with something outrageous. Mm-hmm. And Kim knows that Trump's not going to accept it. So the question is Kim going to accept a reduction? Say Trump says, I'll get rid of, we've got almost 60,000 troops over there now, 20-something on the DMZ, and then we got a bunch in our new base over there, and it's almost 60,000. We've upped the numbers throughout the years. And so, Trump's going to have to throw in either, I won't get rid of my troops, but I will do this, or I'll get 5,000 of them out of here. But no, Trump,
Kim obviously has a number that he'll be happy with, and what that number is, who knows? This is going to be the negotiating tactic. They're going to go back and forth over how many troops we can have there, and that Kim wouldn't feel offended. So, is Trump going to kiss ass and do it? Or is he going to say, nope, it's non-negotiable, we're not removing any troops out of here?
Well, I got to tell you this, and this goes out to everybody in the room that's listening to me and everybody that might hear me later on, all right? And it's kind of a shame that it's at the last 10 minutes of the show because most of the majority of people are going to click off this motherfucker after the first 20 minutes, right? But whatever. If the people that are trumpets, if you people don't get it by now, watching what Trump has done over just the last 5 to 10 days, if you people don't get that man is run by people over him, you're never going to fucking get it. You're never going to fucking get it. He is playing his part. He is not the savior of the fucking United States. He never was. He never will be. You're on your own, motherfuckers. That's why I'm telling you, you better find the face of God. Because the elites are going to have whatever they want, whenever they want it. It's just that simple. Go ahead.
Well, what's interesting is today the Washington Post, which is a very big media source, everybody's heard of Washington Post, they're running a title right now, or earlier they ran this title. The base says is if Russia gets away with using chemical weapons in Britain, what will it get away with next? And so they're pushing war drums with Russia now. We're pissed off because he's protecting Assad. We're way behind in our getting rid of Assad timeline. And no matter what Trump says, he still wants Assad gone. And so we're pissed because Russia's still there.
They're supposed to be. They asked permission.
Yeah, they're supposed to be, but we're pissed because Russia won't budge on Assad.
Tough titty. That's exactly what Putin's going to say.
And Putin did this because he stood. He saw what happened in Ukraine when we overthrew the president.
Yep.
And so he's like, hell no, you're not going to overthrow Assad. I'll stand in the way.
Yep.
But I also think a thing is that maybe we can get Putin bogged down in Syria. He won't be able to move in any other place. We want to make this the next Russian Afghanistan. I mean, Afghanistan's what caused the Soviet Union to fall apart.
Yeah, but Putin's a good chess player.
He's a good chess player.
Years fighting Afghanistan, there was really no other battlefront for him at that time. Right now, he knows what his game plan is because he knows who the players are playing against him. So he is set in motion. I understand what you're saying that we could bog him down in there in Syria, but that's a fool's thought. Because a man of his intelligence and the army he's got and the modern equipment he has, he can be on any playing field at all at a given time.
Look at the time he spent at the KGB, man. They thought he's well trained. He's well trained, and he's not scared of anybody. I don't give a fuck what they say. You know what I mean? He's not even scared of the elites that are running him. He just knows that he's got to play his part. They put him where he's at. He's got to play his part. So they're all beholden to people that run banks.
Let me throw something by you here. This scenario just blows my mind every time I think about when I say this, because I'm serious about this. Putin is still a member of the wolves over there, and as soon as Trump got wind to that, they played him. Listen to this. They played him on his election. Remember that he was going to have the motorcycle clubs come and back him if there was a problem with protesters.
Yeah.
So now he's coming off like he is a motorcycle-affiliated human being. Trump, that may work. Once you go over there and play with the real boys there, Mr. Trump, go see the boys that Putin plays with. Yeah. We'll see how far you get with your orange face.
Yeah. All right, Dave.
Well, we're going after China, too, with these tariffs. It was announced yesterday that Trump is personally going to put a tariff on over 200 Chinese products that come into this country. And China came back and said, you don't want to do that, dude. So we're starting a different, trade war is just as good as a regular war, and what Trump's doing with these tariffs, man, it's a roll of the dice because China's already coming out against it and several other big countries, man. And China pretty much told Trump, you don't want to, you're talking about putting tariffs on 200 of our products we send there, that ain't going to happen. I think it's something like over $1 trillion in tariffs we want to stick on Chinese products.
Oh, yeah.
The Red Dragon ain't going to allow this because they own part of this country.
Yeah,
because they own part of our damn debt. And that's like telling somebody that you owe $1,000, but I'm going to make sure you can't touch the $5 I got in my pocket because I'm going to get 20 from you. Look, how does that going to work out for us?
Look,
I don't think it's going to work very well.
If Trump does that, he will nail the coffin shut on the United States dollar. It's already weak as fuck, man. And the minute he initiates tariffs on China, now other countries I don't know. Look, they already backed off on Canada and Mexico because of the whole, NAFTA thing. But yeah, the minute the tariffs go up on China or Russia, for that matter, because most of our rocket engines come from them, except for SpaceX. I guess they build their own Merlins or whatever. But most of the other rocket engines that you see flying off of Wallops Island or what, they're all Russian. We don't build any. So yeah, it's just that'll slam the door shut on the dollar.
Yeah, and I saw that yesterday, and like $1 trillion on, tariffs altogether on China, and it's like China ain't gonna.
Fuck.
This war is coming. I think I thought who's ever telling Trump's Gary Cohen there, the finance guy, bailed on Trump after these tariffs, and it's like. I don't know, man. I don't know who Trump's listening to. Sometimes I think the guy just listens to himself, man. There's Henry Kissinger.
There's a lot of big bankers that have been resigning over the last few weeks too, man. People are bailing. People are jumping ship because everybody sees what's coming. Everybody sees what's coming.
Oh, this stock market's fixing to blow, man. It's got to here real soon.
I hope you people are out of your 401ks and shit, man, because they're all getting ready to tank. I don't know when. I've been saying all this crap for better part of 8 years now. So who fuck knows, man?
Well, just gets that much closer.
Right.
The way the war drums are beating, man, and
there's a lot of local, there's a lot of small in the United States stories too that I really wanted to dive into on this episode of the show, because I got to be honest with you people, I have to talk myself into doing shows now. It's gotten that bad. All the bullshit that we're having to deal with now, it's on a daily basis. It's just it's become not overwhelming, but it's just become blah. I don't want to. So
there's something I like to jump into sometime here, Jim, if you really want to pick up the subject, because it seems to hit home pretty deep, and I did a video on it, and my math was kind of shitty in it, so I put it in private. But the deal with the how much fuel these jets are carrying, how much weight these jets really are.
I don't give a fuck, dude. I really don't. I saw a couple of things about that, and I've heard a couple of people talking about that. That is just a distraction, dude. Who gives a flying fuck how much fuel is burned by a jet? I couldn't give a shit less. If you look at how a jet engine is made, they burn fuel. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. They don't just burn fuel to start up, and then when they get to altitude, they shut the fuel off. No, physics doesn't work like that. The jet engine doesn't work like that. They consume fuel. It's just that simple, man. It's just if you've ever flown in one, if you've ever seen one built, if you've ever seen one run, you know that they burn fuel constantly. It's just that simple.
Well, yeah, in the earlier days, I don't know about now, but what I'm saying and getting at on this point was, if they could actually pull this to some kind of a head, then they could really throw this 9/11 and all this fuel that burnt these buildings down, which we know.
Nobody get, dude. Look, 9/11 is ancient history to the people that you're talking to now. It's 20 fucking years ago. People that are awake, almost 20 years ago, people that are awake, they already know the truth. If you can't see that 9/11 was an inside job by now, who gives a shit? I have much more bigger things on my plate to worry about than whether or not I can wake somebody up to 9/11. Fuck them. If they can't get it by now, fuck them. This whole thing about the planes is nothing but a distraction. I clicked on one fucking video to see what somebody had to say about that bullshit, and for 3 fucking days, that's all I got on my feed was videos about the goddamn airplane fuel. It's bullshit. Let it go. So I'm not yelling at you, brother. I'm just yelling to be yelling. I'm not yelling at you, Vaughn.
Oh, I know. That's why I bring these things up, because I want people to realize, and that's why I put the video up.
Who gives a shit, dude?
Up to be controversial.
Serious, man. Who gives a shit how much fuel they burn? Who gives a shit?
The important things are being thrown under the rug, so they can bring up all this other kiddie stuff like the Q shit and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
it's all hog shit.
Yeah,
because they don't want you to see what they're really doing in the background. They ain't gonna arrest nobody. Hillary ain't going to jail. None of these assholes are going to jail.
That's exactly what I said about the whole Q bullshit, man. People been following this guy like he was dropping gold nuggets out of his ass since November of last year. Not a goddamn thing has changed. Nothing.
LARP.
Nothing. You people are fanatical. You people that are following Q every waking minute of the day and sitting in these fucking chat rooms and typing away like you're going to make a difference in the world. You people are as fanatical as the fucking people trying to take our guns. You people are as fanatical as the fucking snowflakes that are out there. You people are as fanatical as the Hillary followers that are out there. Get a grip on reality.
You're almost as silly as the kids standing up and saying, now here real soon we're going to be 21. Now this year we get the vote. I'm thinking, your vote don't count, dum-dum. Never has, never will. It doesn't matter. You can go and sign all the petitions and all the shit you want, put your name down there. It don't count.
You're voting for a master, you fucking thick-headed ass clown. I don't need nobody leading me. Anybody that wants to run for office, go run off a fucking cliff, Jack. I don't need you trying to tell me how to run my life. Fuck off. Anyway, we're down at the end of the show. There's about a minute left, maybe not quite, 15 seconds, I guess, according to my clock. Any last dribbles coming across your desk, David?
No, I don't see anything else, man.
No.
You know, except just
hi, guys.
Watch all this stuff play out.
Good night,
man.
Vaughn. I hope everybody gets better over there, brother.
Yeah, I had hung up on the phone with her. She said to say hi to everybody, that she's hanging in there. You know, it's a struggle. You know, she's been in there since Saturday. Okay, and like I say, I've been holding my own here and doing what I can do, and that's all I can do. You know, it's just these are things that are going on, and that's how life is. You know,
my prayers go out to you, man.
But you know, we're together. I mean, our souls are together. It doesn't matter. You can put a zillion miles between us, but our souls are together, and that's how it works. You know, that's how it is with me and Jesus Christ, because He's number one in my world, and as long as He's in your heart, no one can take Him away. No one can get between you and Jesus Christ as your Savior. So if you don't do anything tonight, think about that for a moment, because you do have someone that really is got His hand on you, and all eternity is yours. Remember that, friends. None of this is ever going to make a damn bit of difference when we're on the other side. We might even chuckle about it. I don't know. But, you know, just think about that for a moment. You know, they think they're winning, but, you know, they ain't winning nothing because they can't win.
It's just a game.
Game.
It's just a game. All right, David. Finish up.
No, I don't think I have anything, man. Just keep your eyes on what's playing out, man. Some crazy stuff happening.
Yep, for sure.
It really, truly is. I want to see how this UK thing turns out. Hopefully not with the big mushroom club.
It ain't looking good, man. It ain't looking good. I don't think they're stupid enough. If they have nuclear weapons at their disposal, I don't think they're stupid enough to use them, because I don't think they want to deal with the fallout of anything. If there is such a thing as tactical nukes or whatever, I don't think they want to deal with the fallout. They're going to do this war is going to be conventional for a while, and then somebody's going to drop some biological shit, and somebody's going to turn off the power, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of cyber.
Yep. So, anyhow, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys and finish out the show.
All right, take care, guys.
Might see you on Saturday. I don't know. Everything's shaking out day by day. So, well, it just my shows are going to be sporadic at best.
Good night, Dave. Take care of yourself. Stay warm, Jim. Good night. We love you, brother. And the rest of you chatters out there, we love you guys too. God bless you. And remember, we are covered in the blood of Jesus. Amen.
Love you guys.
Take care.
See you. All right. Finishing out the show. David, I hope you hung out to the very end. So here it is. Mr. Howard, I'm talking to David Howard, and anybody else that wants to listen. The news, the info that I was going to bring you and tell you about, and told you to bring your Bibles to the next show and all that good stuff. Look, this information is extremely volatile. Okay? How am I going to do this? If you want this information, if you're in my close friends list or follow me on Facebook or whatever, or if you want to send me an email, this is kind of this information. It has to be brought out in a one-on-one type of basis. I'm not just going to dump it on the radio. I'm not just going to dump it on YouTube. I'm going to drop this to people that really are looking for truth. And look, it's right in front of your face. It's always been right in front of your face. I can't say it any more simply than that. The information that I'm going to give you, should you choose to contact me via social media or send me an email, by the way, the email that you should drop is BoilerRoomRadio all one word, BoilerRoomRadio@gmail.com. I got to be honest with you. It is super volatile, but it is right in front of your face. It's right in the book. All you have to do is read. All you have to do is read. Read the Tanakh, read the Old Testament, and the truth is there. It's there. That's all I'm going to say for right now. Should you choose to contact me, I will tell you what I found out and how it's changed me, and that's it. I'm dropping it right there. Fuck. Okay. As always, people, like I've said a couple times in this show, seek the face of God. Seek the face of God. He is your Savior. Love, peace, and cookies. See you on the next show.
I've done honest research. I've documented cases, and I have case upon case that shows this, but yet I'm not accepted in here. It's like I'm the most unwanted piece of the puzzle. You know what I mean? It's like they're all trying to put a piece of the puzzle together. But when I come with my piece, they don't want my piece, because my piece is going to change what they think the puzzle is supposed to look like.
Hey, yo, there's something in the air, can't you feel it? It's like everything has started to be clear, but you can see it. It's so intriguing to observe reality. What do you believe? Would we ever agree? I see a planet that's in question, see reflections of the past, repeated patterns, repetitions. A vision cloudy with deception, but we can press into the future, expressing our intentions. We want the truth, not inventions, not demonics or robotics sent to imitate perceptions. Are aliens holographic or organic? Examine facts, there's no need for a panic. And people say that they'll believe it when they see it. Take me to your leader who controls the spaceship. Tell me what's your origin, I'll know your intentions. What's behind the mask may not be what you're expecting. Bring us your clues, there's no need to be troubled. Everybody's got a different piece of the puzzle. Let's examine every part of the mixture and try to understand the whole entire picture. Bring us your clues, there's no need to be troubled. Everybody's got a different piece of the puzzle. Let's examine every part of the mixture and try to understand the whole entire picture. Let's filter out all the frauds and the gimmicks. Exposed to the masses, the masquerades and mimics. We study facts and inspect the clues. Discover hidden links to uncover the truth. Fit it together and collect it. And use the internet to network with like minds connected. It's most effective when we show respect. And where the evidence leads us, it's our direction. We follow patterns with experience. Abductions and UFO sightings have us curious. Is it mysterious coincidence that we have so many sightings without physical evidence? Are we part of an experiment meant to hybridize the human race without us knowing it? Will they accelerate our planet or destroy us and call it evolution advancement? Bring us your clues, there's no need to be troubled. Everybody's got a different piece of the puzzle. Let's examine every part of the mixture and try to understand the whole entire picture. Bring us your clues, there's no need to be troubled. Everybody's got a different piece of the puzzle. Let's examine every part of the mixture and try to understand the whole entire picture. We're scientific with analysis. Let's investigate these things, forget about the politics. We want disclosure if that's what you got. We want to separate the actual facts from what's not. Open your minds for a moment and walk the narrow path and find that your eyes will be open. We can see the world in a whole new light. Read between the lines and you'll see that I'm right. What really happened in 1947? Aliens, weather balloons, angels from heaven. A-dimensional invasion. Now could it be true the Bible's part of the equation? Open our eyes to all the possibilities so we don't get burned by fakes and facsimiles. Common themes are a part of the key, so don't be deceived like Adam and Eve. Bring us your clues, there's no need to be troubled. Everybody's got a different piece of the puzzle. Let's examine every part of the mixture and try to understand the whole entire picture. Bring us your clues, there's no need to be troubled. Everybody's got a different piece of the puzzle. Let's examine every part of the mixture and try to understand the whole entire picture.
You should at least be looking at it, not putting the blinders on. If you're so open to doing honest research.